The amount of content that we are expected to share online as content creators and as business owners only seems to be increasing, but there's only so much time in the day. Your superpower this year will be repurposing your content. But it's no longer enough just to take a long YouTube video and crop it down to 15 seconds, upload it as a short and call it a day. Unfortunately, we're now living in a world where it takes a bit more effort if we want our repurposed content to perform well. So in today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how you can turn your long video content into short clips that will perform well on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. We need to select our long form video that we would like to repurpose into a shorter video. And we then need to upload it onto a platform which will allow us to do this repurposing. Now, it's no secret that the platform that I've used for a really long time is called Riverside. It's basically an online studio that you can use to record your content and also edit your content. So if you're not already signed up to Riverside, but you want to follow along with all the steps in this video, there is a link to Riverside below, and you can also use my code JadeBeeson for 15% off when you upgrade your plan. Okay, so we're going to log into our Riverside. This is what mine looks like. And we're going to upload our longer form video into Riverside so that it's ready for us to chop into smaller parts. When it comes to which video you should pick, honestly, it can be any of your longer form videos. I'm going to make sure that the steps that I share with you in today's video will be applicable to different formats, whether you're cutting down a vlog or you're cutting down like a talking head video like the one that I'm sharing with you right now. Regardless of the format, these steps should work for you. But in order for us to do that, we need to make sure the longer form video is on the Riverside platform. So because I love to prepare, I have already uploaded the video that we're going to use. So this one is my 2025 goals video, which is right here. As you can see, I've already uploaded it. It's just under 16 minutes long and it's here, it's prepped, it's ready for us to cut up. Let's move on to step number 2. This is a very important step. This is a step where you find the viral moments within your longer form video that you want to highlight in your cut down. Now, a little bit of context here, right? This is usually the step that a lot of people find really difficult, because you may have watched your 15-minute vlog back and thought to yourself, wow, this is cinematic. Like, this is primed for an Oscar. But when you challenge yourself to find the most important or engaging or entertaining parts of your video, suddenly you're drawing a blank because you're like, the whole thing's good in its entirety. I don't know how to find the parts that are going to appeal to people in a shorter video though. Now, there are 2 different methods you can use to overcome this challenge. The first method for finding the most engaging parts of your video to highlight in your cut down is to use your own knowledge of the video itself. So if you've recently filmed the video that you're cutting down, this method is usually a bit easier because everything's really fresh in your mind. So you can actually think back to certain things that you filmed or certain things that you said that you know would be super engaging to your audience. For example, if you prepped for your video, so if you wrote a lot of notes for your video, you can go back to those notes and highlight the parts that you think you want to feature in your cut down. So it's a very manual option that does work for some people. There's also another method which utilizes AI to make this process a bit easier for you. And this method involves using magic clips, which is a feature that you get access to with Riverside. So let's do a demo. So here we go. We're back in my studio. Scroll down and you'll see there's like a magic clips button. I'm going to click on magic clips. I'm going to fiddle around with the settings to make sure it's right for what I'm looking for. So ratio 6:19, leave it at that. That's a good ratio for like vertical videos that you want to share as a YouTube short or a TikTok or a reel, which is probably what you're going to use this cut down for. The layout option I'm also going to leave to default, which is smart scenes, which basically means it creates scenes with auto switching of views. Now this is really useful if the video you're using is like a vlog that has multiple different scenes. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Duration, I'm going to leave the duration as auto. I was about to explain to you that auto means automatic. You know that. The reason why I'm leaving it as auto is because I would rather Riverside figure out how long my cut down should be rather than me telling Riverside, because I feel that when you leave it up to Riverside, you end up getting better results because you're not dictating the length. The length of the cut down is dictated just by how good it is. So I usually like to leave everything on auto, to be honest. Brand, this is really useful if you've added things like your brand logo or you've saved your caption styles to Riverside. It just means it will automatically use all those brand assets that you've saved. These other features I am going to leave as the default, and I'm going to explain what they do a little bit later. But for now, we're just going to click save and then we're going to click generate. Again, I'm not going to dictate the duration. I'm going to leave all of this as default and I'm going to hit generate clips. And then we wait. I feel like I need like elevator music playing or something.
A few moments later.
Okay, so as you can see, some magic clips have been generated. I'm going to click on this one so we can see what it's created in its current format, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to edit it to make sure it performs really well. Let's play it. Speaking of growth, my YouTube channel, I've got a big goal for my YouTube channel. I actually want to reach 400,000 by the end of 2025. I won't make you watch the rest, but essentially in that video, I go on to speak about why I haven't had social media growth goals in the past, but why I feel the need to have a growth goal for my YouTube channel this year, right? So I go on to speak about that. Now, what I'm talking about the video has a lot of potential, but we do need to tighten it up just to make sure that it's as engaging as possible. Which brings me on to step number 3 of repurposing your videos, tightening up your content. Let me explain why this is so important. I alluded to this at the start of this video, right? It's no longer enough for us to just find 15 seconds from our video and just share that as a cut down. The reason why is because the social media landscape has changed and the expectations that people have from videos like Reels and Shorts and TikToks have actually gotten a lot higher, which means they don't want to see a quick clip from your YouTube video anymore as a Reel or as a TikTok. Instead, they want to watch a video which looks like it has been created for that platform. They don't want to watch a video what looks like an afterthought. They want to see something that looks like it's designed to be a short vertical video. Now, I know that sounds intimidating, but it's actually a lot easier to improve your cut downs than you think. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So there are a few core elements of a really great cut down. The first is your hook. So that's the first thing that you say in your video or do in your video that captures your audience's attention. And the second thing is your pacing. So let's start off with the hook. So if we go back into my video, you'll remember that this is how the video starts. So let me just rewind using the timeline on the bottom so that you can hear what the first few seconds of this video is, and we can figure out how we can make it a bit stronger. Speaking of growth, my YouTube channel, I've got a big goal for my YouTube channel. I actually want to reach 400,000 by the end. So that's the first 5 seconds, and that's literally how long we have to grab people's attention. There's a few elements of this video. Look at that, look at my face in that screenshot. Oh God. There's a few elements of this video that I want to change in order for it to be strong enough as a hook. First of all, you might notice that you can actually see some of my graphics from my video appearing on the left-hand side. Can you see? Now, there are ways for me to get around this. Like for example, I can actually just change the part of my video which is being featured, and you can just do that by double clicking and kind of moving the content around like that. What I'm going to do though is actually pick a different part of my video and use that as the hook, because I think there are other parts of this clip which are stronger. So in order for me to find those stronger parts, I can either use the timeline on the bottom here, or I can use the text editor on the left. If you're not familiar with Riverside, you might be thinking, what even is that?
What did that just mean?
It's literally a transcript of everything I'm saying in this video. And Riverside allows you to highlight parts of your transcript that you don't want to be included and just delete them. How cool is that? So it makes editing and tightening up your video a lot easier. But what I'm going to do is actually look through the transcript to find a section that could be a stronger hook. So I think I found a section that is slightly stronger. I can see in the transcript here that I repeat my goal, but it looks like I say it in a far more concise way, which would be a lot better for the hook. So I've just clicked on that section and the timeline has moved so that I can watch it. So let's see. So YouTube, the goal was 400,000 by the end of the year. Yeah, see? That's literally just a couple of seconds, but that's so much stronger than the original hook. Plus, I don't have any graphics going through it. So it's just a far stronger clip to start with. So what I'm now gonna do is take that section and move it to the front so that it can work as my hook. Okay, so I've literally just done that by copy and pasting text like you would in a Word document. And this is the result. So YouTube, the goal was 400,000 by the end of the year of growth. Great, so we've now moved that to the front of the clip and it's a far stronger hook. Amazing. What I now need to do is make sure that the section that comes after it makes sense from that hook. So I'm probably gonna remove some text here. So if I start off by saying, so YouTube, the goal was 400,000 by the end of the year. Okay, so as I read through this text, I actually think a lot of this can be removed and we can just jump to the section where I explain that I used to tell myself that I could never grow. I think that's a far stronger section to add to. So I'm just gonna highlight all of this. Scroll up, oh, delete that bit too. So you can see when you delete it, it's still kind of there. So you can get it back if you need to, you can restore it. But once it's shaded out and you've got that line for it, it means that it won't be part of the edit, right? So if we go to the front and start again. So YouTube, the goal was 400,000 by the end of the year. I think I used to tell myself that I would never get that big, but almost not to aim to be that big because it wasn't realistic for me. But now I feel like it is. And at the end of the day, if I can help more people through my content, why not, you know? I'm just smiling to myself because that's such a strong clip and it's literally taken me like 2 seconds to create. Anyway, so just to tighten it up even further, I'm just gonna go through the transcript and see if there's anything else that I could remove. I think I could probably remove this section where I say how much I gain per month, like this bit. Yeah. Okay, so that literally only took me 2 seconds, but let's just play it from the top. So YouTube, the goal was 400,000 by the end of the year. I think I used to tell myself that I would never get that big. So what you might have noticed is that there's a section of this video where I'm clearly showing a screen recording, but it doesn't quite work for this format. So when that happens, you can do a few different things. You can either cut it out, use a different section of your video, or you can create a different screen recording or a different graphic that you might want to use instead. For this video, I'm going to do the latter. And since, as we've already established, I like to prepare, I've actually already uploaded the graphic that I want to use. So you're going to click on the uploads button, and here you're going to see some of the graphics I've used in the past. The one I want to use is this one here, because essentially in that part of the video, what I'm doing is showing my YouTube channel and like zooming in on how many subscribers I currently have. So I'm basically just going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it using a photo of my YouTube channel instead. So we've got this here. I'm going to click on it. I'll open it up for you. Essentially what it is a screenshot of my YouTube channel put into a phone graphic like this. Well, there we go. And you can see that the little section being highlighted there is actually the number, what shows how many subscribers I have. So it basically shows the same thing as what the video would have shown. So you want to use the timeline to ensure that the graphic is on the screen at the right time. So as you can see here, if we press play from here, you can see that the graphic has now been replaced with this lovely one, which is more suitable for this format, and it will remain on the screen until now, when it switches back to me. And voila, I'm feeling very proud of myself right now. Back in the day, this is the type of video that I would have convinced myself I needed to outsource because it looked too complicated for me to create. But as you can see, it really isn't as complicated as you think. Now, the other element that I mentioned when it came to tightening up your video was to do with ensuring the pace of your video is really strong throughout. This is important because we're playing in the world of short form videos. And when it comes to short form videos, people have such short attention spans that they need to watch your content and feel like you are constantly moving. Things are constantly happening. You're constantly saying something of value. There are 2 tools that you can use to help ensure that your pacing is good, and it literally takes a couple seconds to use them. So we want to click on the AI producer button because this is where these tools live. And we want to first click on set pace. So set pace allows you to use this toggle to actually define the pace of your entire video. And it will change your pace by removing unnecessary pauses throughout. So you can either stick with the original or go all the way up to super fast. I think I'm going to stick with the natural setting because I actually speak pretty fast anyway. Another tool you can use is a smooth speech tool. And this basically removes all the filler words from your content. So when you say things like, or like, what's a good other filler word? Like's a filler word. I am yet again feeling pretty smug in this video because it's actually telling me that there are no filler words. I mean, it is like a 20-second clip. So I guess that's why, but what can I say? So yeah, those are the 2 tools that I recommend you use that will allow you to tighten up your video in literally just a couple of clicks. Okay, let's move on to step 4. Step 4 for repurposing your video is all about adding additional elements such as your captions. I always recommend that you have captions in your video. If you are saying something in your video or someone's saying something, then you need to ensure there are captions there. A lot of people consume social media content with the volume off. That's me. I am a lot of people. I cannot stand having my volume up if I'm around anyone else because I think it's so inconsiderate. Sorry, I've probably just called someone out, but like my husband does it and it is the bane of my life. Anyway.
I hate it.
So because of that bugbear of mine, I consume all content on social media with the volume off or with my headphones in, which means I need captions. If I come across a reel or a TikTok or a YouTube short and it doesn't have captions, I'm not going to watch it, right? So for your viewers who are like me, you want to make sure there are some captions. Now, I already have some captions automatically added to my video because my branding was set up to do that. But if you don't, you can click on the captions options here and it will give you a bunch of different formatting options for your captions. Now, I love these formatting options. I always think they're so strong. Like they're some of the most creative in the game. So let's say, for example, you want to pick this formatting caption style. You can then take it one step further and literally edit every single element of your captions. The font, the design, so if it's got like shadows or outlines, the size, how many lines appear on the screen at one time, the animation effects, the colors, the sentence casing, the alignment, if you want to round the corners like I always do because I have a thing for round corners for some reason, I don't know why. The point is that you can literally edit every single element of your captions so that the end result truly reflects yourself, your brand, your identity. Again, look at my face where I've paused the video. Impossible for me to pause at a section where I look like a normal human being. Let's move on to step number 5, export your video and share it to the masses. Super, super easy for you to do. All you have to do is click on this big bright export button. So it's pretty easy to find. You can change the quality, whether you want it to be HD or 4K. You can remove the watermark. You can normalize your audio levels in case you're worried that they need balancing out. You can also remove background noise. Again, a great one for anyone who's repurposing a vlog where you might be outdoors. You just click export videos and it will start the process. The exported videos will be available in your dashboard. Okay, that is it. That is how I repurpose my long form videos. That is how you can repurpose your longer form videos. How easy is that? Like literally a couple of clicks, a few tweaks, and you have a really strong cut down. If you want to use the tool that I used throughout this video, it's called Riverside. The link is below. Don't forget that you can use my code JadeBeeson and it will give you 15% off when you upgrade your plan. If you feel like hanging around, I recommend watching this video. It's all about the creator mistakes we are no longer doing in 2025 and beyond. Very important video for anyone who considers themselves a content creator or who uses social media to share content. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I cannot wait to see you in my next video.